Welcome back to Butterfly Effect Tarot. My name is Lorraine, and yes, I am back again. I know I have not been consistent with the uploads. My apologies. There's just been quite a bit going on. But to all of my returning viewers and subscribers, as always, I greatly appreciate you. I thank you. Your continued support, your continued positive energy, choosing to stick with me in the channel. I have so much immense love and gratitude for each of you. Thank you. Even though I have not consistently been uploading, I still get quite a few personal reading bookings. And the fact that you all continue to trust me with your energy is an honor, and I greatly appreciate that as well. For newer viewers, welcome. And if interested after this video, you may return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. The timestamps for the readings can always be found in the description box and the comment section below. If the readings and messages resonate, please feel free to like and subscribe and let me know in the comment section if you choose. As of right now, until Monday, November 17th, 2025, there is a 10% off discount on the 3-question reading and the year ahead reading. Both have actually become quite popular more recently, so I figured I'd offer a discount on that so more people could take advantage of it, especially with the year ahead reading. We're at the end of the year, which is shocking. This year has flew by, but it has been very impactful. I'll say that. So with the new year coming around, I figured I'd offer a discount so everyone can kind of maybe get a look into what may be ahead for them. Other than that, though, let's go ahead and get into each one of your messages. Hi, Group 1. So, some quick additional messages that I wanted to highlight that I don't remember highlighting in the reading. For this group, you could be somebody who, when you are going through challenges, when you're going through mental, emotional, spiritual, maybe even financial hardships, you tend to keep it to yourself and you tend to go within. So, you may be a self healer, a self soother. I don't feel like you just heal others. I feel like you also are somebody who tends to rely on yourself and heal yourself. You seek out guidance from a higher power to get you through what you're going through. I don't feel like you're somebody that really taps the shoulder of others to come in and help you find balance and harmony and groundedness again. I feel like you use your own inner wisdom, inner guidance, and your inner compass and your connection with a higher power to do so. So people may not know when you're going through a hard time. They may not know when you're going through or experiencing victories in your life. You keep everything to yourself as a means of protection. And I, of course, go through why that is in the reading. Also, I feel like you create a sense of peace. Your energy, your presence is very peaceful. You could be a person that you don't experience a lot of drama or chaos in your life. And anyone or anything that brings that, you tend to detach and move away from it with grace and ease very quickly. So people may view you as somebody that is very calming, very respectable, and somebody that is very serene. And you create that sense of serene around others. You have a strong sense of comfortability. People feel comfortable with you to trust you with their, innermost, darkest, or even more hurtful and traumatic emotions. So I did want to highlight that because I do get the vibe of somebody who may suffer in silence. And maybe people don't know you're actually going through what you're going through because on the outside, you may give the energy that you have it all together. But internally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you could have moments where you go through a lot of transformations and they may not be easy, but something about your energy makes it seem easy. Okay, so I just wanted to highlight that. Now we can go ahead and get into your reading because you had an exceptional reading. Your energy comes through as somebody who is exceptional. So I'll go ahead and let you get right into that. Welcome to your reading, Group 1, regarding who are you. So essentially, we're going to just look into describing who you are, who you may be. I've already pre-shuffled and pulled the cards. I have 5 cards from one tarot deck and 3 clarifiers from another. So I'll highlight the cards that came through and then we will get into the messages. So the first card out is the 5 of Swords followed by the Sun. And then we have the 4 of Cups followed by the High Priestess. And then we have Temperance. Bottom of the deck energy is the 10 of Cups. For the 3 clarifiers, we have the 7 of Pentacles followed by the Ace of Swords and then the Knight of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck for the clarifying energy is the 6 of Pentacles. Really quickly, it does not matter if you're male or female, masculine or feminine energy, the messages should apply no matter what. So for this group, there's a lot of messages coming through for you, so bear with me. First and foremost, I am going to highlight that for this group, you could be very private. Some people may refer to you as maybe very mysterious. There is definitely this very enigmatic energy about you, this energy of kind of allure, magnetism. there is definitely this suggestion that maybe you are somebody who moves in silence. Maybe you protect your energy very strongly with this Four of Cups and this High Priestess. There is a reason for this, which is coming through. I'm going to get into that, but I do want to go a little bit more into this energy I'm getting with this kind of elusive, kind of exclusive aura that you give off. This is kind of giving me the energy of like an unattainable hottie type of vibe, like this look but don't touch energy. You could be somebody who you keep things about your life and your personal business very private. So for some of you, you may not use social media at all for the most part. Others of you, if you do have like social media accounts, maybe you don't post like personal information, whether it's even a win or a victory. Maybe you keep these things to yourself as a means to protect them and to protect yourself and your own blessings. I am getting here though that the reason you have become this way is because there has been like maybe a lot of betrayal and toxicity that you've experienced. With the Five of Swords out here, that is usually like very toxic connections, bullies, thieves, cheaters, liars, this people that spread rumors about you. It's coming out with the Sun. So for this group, you may have went through quite a few experiences with the Ten of Cups at the bottom. For some of you, it could be family, it could be romance, it could be friends, even coworkers. But there is this suggestion here that there's been a lot of people trying to dim your light in your past. The Five of Swords is, obstacles and people creating different challenges in your life and trying to disrupt your peace. And then it goes into the Sun energy. The Sun energy is joyous, it's optimistic, it's bright, it's success, prosperity, abundance. And this is an energy of people trying to hinder those aspects of you and yourself. Again, the Sun is the brightest light in the world. It's the strongest energy in the world. Usually, this is a card that identifies with Leo energy, which is fame, popularity, somebody that they view as very confident. So you could be very confident. I do feel a strong, quiet confidence, though. But I feel like these energies seen you as very attractive, somebody that had it all put together, somebody that was winning in life. And they could have even just been simply intimidated by the light that you reflect, right? By the light that you operate in. It almost felt like things come effortless for you. That doesn't mean it's true, but that's the energy I'm getting. A lot of jealousy, a lot of envy. You could have even had romantic partners competing with you, not just family and friends. And I don't feel like you competed with them. I feel like there was an energy of these people maybe feeling a little bit beneath you. But what this has done, this type of these type of toxic connections, is it kind of puts you into the Four of Cups, which comes out after the Five of Swords and Sun. The Four of Cups is where you snatch your energy back. This can be an energy of feeling emotionally wounded and disappointed and dissatisfied with life, with the way connections and situations have turned out. And then it goes into the High Priestess, suggesting that you pulled your energy back from these people and you healed. You went within, you did a lot of inner work. A lot of you could be actual healers. I wouldn't be surprised if for some of you, you are, or perhaps wanting to be, therapists, counselors, psychologists, authors who maybe heal through your writing, even motivational speakers that heal through your words. Some of you could even practice in the occult, where maybe you're tarot readers or astrologers. I feel like for this group, any career that you are operating in or any career that you may find yourself in, it may have to do with some sort of healing element where it helps other people, because your energy is coming through as somebody that is a guiding light. But it seems like with the Sun energy, this is, kind of extroverted. So this is where people have access to you. They can see you. They know what's going on with you. Whereas when you're in the High Priestess, all of that shifts. The High Priestess energy is more associated with the moon, where now you're hidden. Your personal information is hidden. You're out of reach. People cannot access you anymore. So it's almost as if you took that light, that Sun energy, and you protected it. Because I always say that to me, the moon always looks like it's shining from the inside out, whereas the sun shines from the outside. So you kind of shifted gears on these people. And I'm going to be honest, for the most part, for a lot of you, these are energies that do want to reconcile. Okay, I'm not going to speak too much on that because that's not, what the reading is about, but the message came through. Temperance follows the High Priestess, and Temperance is a card of reconciliation. It is a card of, harmony and peace and finding balance and transforming and healing a connection and rebalancing what has been unbalanced. And the fact that the first card out is conflict, disruptions in connections, and then the last card out is reconciliation, where there's more harmony and peace. Some of these people are missing your energy. A lot of these people, if not all of them, may be missing your energy. And it could be for some of them because they're nosy and they want to know what's going on in your life and they no longer have access. They may see that you went through a physical glow up. They may see that you have changed, you have transformed. They may feel like you have reached certain levels of success and they want to know maybe what's going on, who you're dating, and you're kind of keeping everything private into yourself. For some of these other energies, there could be this vibe that for some of them they may have healed and now they want to come in and they want to kind of rectify what they've done. They want to kind of own up to it. They want to kind of heal this connection because they see the value in you. I don't feel like these energies didn't see the value in you before. I kind of feel like it's quite the opposite. I feel like these people seeing you as the brightest light in the room and they seen you as somebody that is meant for more and that would have more. And I feel like at a point in time that kind of triggered these energies because maybe that they didn't see that for themselves. But your absence has created this energy of longing and yearning, whether this is family, friends, you know, romantic partners, spouses, exes, it doesn't matter. I'm feeling a strong energy of people pulling on your energy or yearning to have this connection with you again. I wouldn't be surprised if your energy creates a lot of good luck for others. So maybe these people thrived when they were around you, but it kind of feels like with that Five of Swords and Sun energy, that maybe people have a tendency of feeding off of the power that you possess. Maybe people have a tendency of kind of utilizing your energy to glow up themselves. But what happens is maybe they thrive, they glow up, and you are drained. Whereas what's happened is the tables have turned. So that sun energy, the sun is powerful. It creates growth. It fuels growth. And so with the sun energy, these people were growing from being in connection with you, especially with you coming out as a guiding light energy. But it seems like you took that energy and you poured it back into yourself to fuel your own growth. And I feel like it's actually made you even more powerful than before. I feel like your sense of identity is much stronger. I feel like you're very confident, very attractive. I wouldn't be surprised if you do have quite a few secret admirers or people that have secret crushes on you. And maybe for a lot of these people, there's a fear of rejection because your energy does suggest you're closed off. It does, even if you don't say it, there's something about your energy that says you don't want to be bothered or don't come too close. For those of you where you do have people around you, maybe there are few and far between, and there's even this energy of boundary set with them because there could still be an issue of distrust within you because of everything you've been through before in different connections. I do feel like with the energy coming out in the clarifiers, this Seven of Pentacles card is about waiting, right? It's about being patient, investing in something, trying to build something that you see value in, that you're wanting to become valuable, and you're wanting your work and efforts to pay off. So, reciprocity. I feel like for some of these, you're very patient. And I feel like for a lot of these connections, it may have taken you some time to cut ties with that Ace of Swords that's coming out after the Seven of Pentacles. But I also feel like there's an energy here of you also waiting, right? Even if this is subconsciously, some of you could be subconsciously waiting or only allowing in people that operate with the Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the clarifiers for the clarifying cards. Because the Six of Pentacles is an equal give and take. This is where there is mutual support, mutual resources being shared. People look out for you like you look out for them. People that call and check on you like you call and check on them, people that encourage you, people that support you, people that want to see you win and help you win, and vice versa. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel like with the Seven of Pentacles, it's like you were waiting for some of these people to, or you may still give this opportunity to people as well. I don't really get that vibe with the Ace of Swords. I feel like a lot of these other energies have messed it up. But your energy suggests that you are a person that is very compassionate, very understanding. I feel like you read people to a T. You have mastered your own intuitive abilities and discernment. So I feel like you're able to kind of pinpoint who you're able to bring close to you and who you should keep at a distance. But I do feel like with these other energies, you waited patiently for the fruits of your labor, what you've invested into them. You waited for these things to pay off because maybe you invested so much time, or these were people that you had a strong bond with and you didn't want to throw it away. You seen the potential value in it. And then after everything happened, you got to a point where you operated in the Ace of Swords, where you kind of found a truth. Like there was an epiphany moment, there was a clarity, or there was something that came to light, or you just woke up one day and realized that you no longer wanted ties to these energies. You were giving more than you were receiving. And that goes back to that previous energy of you being drained by other people. People feed off of your energy because it's so potent, because it's so attractive, because it's so so much vitality, so much energy, so much wisdom. Your energy comes through as a very wise person. You could be an old soul, or you could be more mature, where you've kind of lived through a lot of things, you've experienced a lot of things, and they've only helped you to evolve more. But I feel like what's happening is you are typically patient. You do give people the benefit of the doubt to some degree, but with that Ace of Swords, once you realize that what you're putting in isn't giving a return on your investment, you set a boundary with that Ace of Swords. You can maybe even become a little bit cold and extremely detached from energies. You could be somebody that walks away silently, right? Now, with that Five of Swords, some of you may tell people where to get off before you cut ties. You may speak your piece. But I feel like for a lot of you, you may have moved away from these people without really saying a word. Like you just stopped dealing with them. You may have blocked them energetically or literally, block their numbers, block them on social media. There's an energy of you kind of moving with grace, kind of not really holding grudges. Although with that Four of Cups, there may have been a point in time where you did. There may have been some resentment. But with the High Priestess following and the Temperance card, you found balance, you found healing, you found a sense of peace and harmony on your own. This is definitely giving me that this is a group of popular loners. The what I mean by that is people who tend to keep their energy to themselves, but you're, like I said before, you're an enigma. So people may like to watch you. People may like to know what's going on in your head, what's going on in your life. There's very much a star quality here, and that sun being out here would make a lot of sense. Yeah, I feel like for this group, if any of you are wanting to put yourselves out there, or you ever decide that you want to maybe become big on social media, maybe become an actress, anything that kind of puts you in front of other people, I do feel like this is the type of group where you would have a very dedicated, maybe even a bit obsessive fan base, like or support, supporters. There is this energy about you that is very magnetizing. I feel like it draws people in, but I feel like these energies of the past, I feel like they've seen it in you, but because they had such easy access to you, they took you and your qualities, what came with you, the benefits you provided, they took it for granted. And now that I wouldn't be surprised if now that you have cut ties with these energies, they have lost that kind of good luck energy. They have lost that kind of sun energy. You could have been the type of person that when people were having a hard day, people that you were close to, knew how to bring that sun energy in. You knew how to bring in joy. I do feel like this is also who you are. You could be somebody who is a peacemaker. You were once a peacemaker. Some of you could have even been people pleasers, or somebody that had an energy of overgiving, never really expecting anything in return, which I guess to some degree is fine. But I feel like what you did get in return is, instead of reciprocity, you got, again, Five of Swords, toxicity. But I feel like you are patient. I feel like you're understanding. I feel like now that you've healed, you have a better understanding of people at large. And I feel like even with that level of understanding, with that Ace of Swords, you're still not somebody that tolerates negative behavior, especially when it comes to you. Some of you could, like I said before, have a career in healing. I feel like a lot of you right now are focused on your finances with all these pentacles out here. I feel like you're focused on only giving to those that are, you're obligated to give to. If you're a caretaker, you're really focused on connections, situations, investing in things, people, experiences that will kind of give a return on the investment. It'll help fuel the joy within you. You're focused on your own happiness. You are somebody that has become very non-tolerant of others. You've become very non-tolerant of BS. If it doesn't bring you joy, if it doesn't fuel your spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, and financial growth, you're not giving it any time. With the Ace of Swords, there's a guard up. There's this energy of do not cross any boundaries. But your energy, again, sun is masculine, and then the High Priestess is divine feminine. So you are very balanced in your masculine and feminine energy. In other words, you're very reserved, very private, very closed off, very demure, cordial. But there is a side of you that can be very fiery. So with that Ace of Swords, when you're crossed now, especially, even if you weren't this way before, even if you were more passive before, you may have come into an energy now where if people cross a boundary with you, that sun energy comes out, that fire, that intensity, that kind of lioness and lion roar. And you can find yourself putting people in their place. It's kind of giving this energy of, even though I come in peace, I am ready for war, So your energy is very intimidating. And is you would be surprised Because with the high priestess and temperance, you do give off a very loving vibe. You do give off a very warm energy about you, kind of a very trusting energy. But there is something about your aura that I'm feeling that kind of feels intimidating. Like you're not somebody to cross. It's giving silent, quiet but dangerous. It's giving I will give respect where respect is given. I will give chaos where chaos is given. Like you come to an energy where you are either matching people's energy or you're completely tuning them out and giving them no energy at all. There's not really this energy of you dimming your light anymore, you humbling yourself anymore to appease somebody else's ego. You are not a person that's willing to do that. Some of you, again, could be very focused on your own family, but very much focused on building your own empire, pursuing your own legacy, investing in, what you want to become your Nine of Pentacles, your Ten of Pentacles, your ultimate wish fulfillment. Some of you could be teachers, or you could do something that has to do with teaching or training, or, like I said, healing other people. You have a very powerful energy. I do feel like you are extremely, extremely spiritually protected. With this high priestess and this temperance card, you are coming through as overwhelmingly guarded and protected as you go through life and through your journey. I feel like people may have sensed that before, and maybe they could have attributed that to why you have had so much success, or why they viewed you as so successful and chosen. But I feel like now you give off more of this spiritual energy, and people are now really seeing you for who you are. But that could also be because, like I said, with that Four of Cups and that energy of the high priestess and temperance, you evolved more spiritually as a result of these things. So your spiritual energy, that spiritual aura that you move with, that light, that beam, it's even brighter, which is ironic because to go from the sun to the high priestess is like going from the sun to the moon. So things become hidden, but somehow your energy feels more prominent and even more powerful, but it's more felt than seen now. And I love that energy. Yeah, I do feel like for this group, you are very respected. There's an energy of you being very respected, held to in high honor. People see you as wise. You could be somebody that, others view as always having the right answers, giving great advice. You're able to see down to a core of a situation. You could be very analytical. You could be very much an observer, somebody that likes to sit in the back and really watch and take notes. It's suggesting that you're somebody that listens more than you speak. You listen twice, you speak once. So you have a lot of inner wisdom that you don't, let other people know you have. This could also be the energy of where you are somebody who's able to keep secrets, right? People can come to you, they can, kind of express themselves, share their fears, share their secrets, share their doubts, share their trauma. And your energy does suggest that you're somebody that keeps it right where it is. They transfer this energy or these messages and this important vulnerability to you, and it goes no further than you, and you're able to be a guiding light, or you're able to just be a listening ear. So you are coming through as somebody that is reliable, especially with these pentacles energy. You could be very disciplined. Some of you could be focused right now on eating right. You could have went through a transformation where you've changed the way you eat, you've changed the way you take care of yourself. There's a lot of focus on self-improvement. You could be in your glow up season. This is feeling like the energy of a glow up season. Or you've come out of one, and now the result of the work you've done behind the doors with this Four of Cups and this High Priestess is now able to be seen and felt by others. They don't know how or what is happening behind the scenes, but they're able to see the results. So maybe you are somebody that allows the results of your work to speak for itself. With the Pentacles, you take your time, you're patient, you build slowly, overcoming, the obstacles and dealing with the energies that come with building yourself and building your business or whatever you're focused on. And then you allow the results to speak. So I don't get a boastful energy, even though you do come through as somebody who has a reason to have an ego, or people feel like you should. Your energy doesn't come through as egoistic. It comes through as somebody that is actually very humble. No matter how much money you have, no matter how successful you are, no matter how attractive you are, no matter how many suitors you have, your energy is coming through as very demure, very humble, very much somebody that is grounded. Again, temperance, balanced. People heal from being in your presence. I don't feel like you even have to really speak. Your energy is very healing. And that could be, again, why so many other people from your past who have hurt you or who have deceived you, betrayed you, cheated on you, lied to you, took advantage of you, drained you. Those energies are now needing that because they were healing, if you will, by, if you want to, let's say, by doing a transfer of energy. So you were moving into this Four of Cups and they were able to feed in this sun energy. Now they want that healing energy back. A lot of these people could be going through a lot right now. They could be going through a lot and they could see you as their beacon of hope, their beacon of light, remembering times in the past where you showed up and everything was all right. And now they don't have that anymore. You seem very out of reach. You are somebody that is maybe very introverted. You don't like to deal with too many different energies or people, and you are comfortable. I don't really get a lonely vibe from this group. I get energies of people who are comfortable being alone, but not lonely. Doesn't mean that you don't want a companion, right? But again, with these Pentacles cards, it suggests that you are waiting patiently, focused on yourself, focused on your responsibilities, focused on your own legacy, and waiting patiently for somebody to come in that is a Knight of Pentacles energy. Somebody that is trustworthy, they're honorable, they're harmonious, they're balanced, they're grounded, they're loyal, they're dependable, they're nurturing, they're kind. And with the Six of Pentacles, they're matching your energy. Yeah, you have, ooh, I love the energy that's coming off of these cards. Very, again, very calm and loving, but very assertive, very direct. I feel like you may have the ability to put people in their place in a very, I don't want to say gentle, in a very neutral way. It's almost as if when you are speaking your mind or speaking your piece, it may come through very calmly, very calculated, but there's this energy of your tone and maybe even your energy, your aura, your facial expressions that kind of adds a little sting to your words. Even if you're not, speaking harshly to people, you have mastered again that balance, that masculine and feminine energy. You know how to execute a clapback, if you will, with very much grace and very much a sting, a little bit of spice. It's giving kind of sweet and spicy here. But I wouldn't be surprised for this group if a lot of you have a very strong sex appeal. Like this is definitely the energy of people who draw in attention and suitors without trying. It's kind of given like a moth to a flame because, like I said, you're a guiding light, and then the sun is out here as well. You shift the energy in rooms. When you walk in a room, your presence is felt. You don't have to speak. You don't have to do anything. Your energy is felt. People, when they're around you, they may feel like they're in the presence of somebody that is very important and significant. And everybody's important and significant to some degree. But there are some people that walk with this air of confidence, quiet confidence, this air of assertiveness, but gentleness, that it creates this commanding aura. So even though you are very private and reserved, your presence may be very big and bold and loud. It's almost suggesting a group of people who don't really like to attract a lot of attention to themselves, or they don't like to be the center of attention, but you have the presence that puts you there anyway. It's like how some people chase fame, for example. This would be a group where fame chases you. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of gossip around you because you're so private and people are wanting to know what's happening. So maybe some people are creating their own narratives, or they're assuming, they could be axing around about you. But I just feel like you experience a lot of unfortunate, connections in your life. But instead of it hindering you and weakening you, you actually became even more powerful than you were before. And some of these people could have thought that what they did had dimmed your light because you went from the sun energy to the Four of Cups and High Priestess. More hidden, more quiet, more reserved, more restrained. They could have thought that. But I feel like once these people were in your energy again, the feeling of your presence kind of reiterated to them that what they did didn't work. If anything, it put them in a position of now yearning to be close to you again. Yeah, but I feel like it is becoming repetitive and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to leave it there. I feel like that's all the messages that are coming through. If it resonated on any level, you may feel free to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you choose, and if interested, you can return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, thank you. Welcome to your reading group 2 regarding who are you. In this reading, we will essentially look into a description of who you are personality wise, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, based off of whatever comes through. I've already pre shuffled and pulled the cards. I have 5 cards from one tarot deck and 3 clarifiers from another. So I'll quickly highlight the cards that came through and then we will get into the messages. So the first card out is the King of Swords, followed by the Nine of Cups. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, followed by the Seven of Swords. And then we have the Three of Wands. Bottom of the deck energy is the Nine of Pentacles. For the 3 clarifiers, we have the Nine of Swords, followed by the Tower. And then we have the Ace of Wands. Bottom of the deck energy for the clarifiers is the Knight of Wands. So really quickly, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, masculine or feminine energy, the messages should apply no matter what. So for this group, there's a lot of messages. First of all, your energy does come through as somebody that is very intense. Um, in the first group, I know there was like this alluring magnetic vibe there as well, but for this group, it's like an intense allure, an intense magnetism. You could have a very strong sex appeal, not one that is just felt, but one that is seen. I feel like for this group, you are very reserved, very observant. There is a strong sense of justice for this group. I do get the vibe that you are somebody that is non-tolerant when it comes to any kind of toxicity, any type of underhandedness, any type of injustice whatsoever. You could be somebody that roots for and protects and defends the underdog. You yourself could have been or are considered an underdog. I do get the vibe of somebody that is very authoritative, very assertive, very direct. You say what you mean what you say, and you don't care how people feel about it. I do feel like for a lot of you, you are either financially abundant and stable right now, or you are on the road to that. That could be your main focus right now, is building your own personal empire, which is the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I do feel like as well, you could be a person that is very generous, but I do feel like you are very cautious with who you're generous with. I feel like with this Page of Pentacles going into the Seven of Swords, and then the clarifying cards having the Nine of Swords and the Tower, there could have been a tower moment. For some of you, it could be now. For most of you, I feel like this is over. This could have been a relationship or a job situation, any situation where there was something that created a very sudden disruption in your life, one that kind of may have taken you down for a while with this Nine of Swords energy. Maybe there was a lot of, this had a lot of impact on your mental, emotional, physical, maybe even your financial and spiritual health. It is something that may have been a long time coming. I feel like this is something you had invested, something or someone that you had invested quite a bit into with this Page of Pentacles. But I feel like with the Seven of Swords, this is a person that was deceptive. This was a person who was maybe taking from you, stealing, cheating, lying, manipulating you, somebody who was maybe a wolf in sheep's clothing. And I feel like maybe you found clarity or you came to a acceptance of this and walked away. But I feel like for this situation with this Ace of Wands, this is something that actually allowed you to reclaim your power. So this may be a group where when you take a hit or you take if you go low, like if you find yourself in a low situation, when you do bounce back from it, it's better than before. So an example of this would be like if, you lose a job and you're financially struggling and your material and everything is kind of at an all-time low. When you do come back around, when people see you again, maybe you found a new job with better pay, or you've started a business, or you launched a creative endeavor or passion project that has allowed you to find fulfillment in it and financial abundance. I just feel like from this group, this is master manifestors. You have this energy where you're able to bring order, and you're able to bring order where there is chaos. You're able to bring balance and harmony where there's imbalance and this energy of injustice. So for a lot of you, you are or you may make very great lawyers, judges, politicians, activists, amazing public speakers, motivational speakers, self-help authors. Like, you would excel at this if you're not doing this already, because this group, you give off an energy of somebody that has a lot of power of an influence. I feel like your words carry a lot of weight. I feel like you are somebody that when you speak, people listen, people take notice. But also, even when you're just simply sitting there, there's a strong magnetism here where people like to watch you. I feel like people may wonder what's going on in your mind. I feel like if people don't tell you this, you could give off the energy of somebody where people care a lot what you think of them. Even if they don't want you to believe that, your opinion is very important to other people because you are seemingly somebody that is well respected, somebody that is admired, somebody that is looked up to. You have this energy of somebody that is very trustworthy, very honorable, very much about doing the right thing. You hold yourself to a high standard, a strong sense of integrity, and therefore you hold other people to that same strong sense of integrity. There is this energy of you being somebody that is able to come in and speak truth in a situation where there are a multitude of lies. You see clearly through things and people, and you're not somebody that just observes this type of energy. You're somebody that will call it out. So if somebody is operating in a seven of swords with you, or where there is, or whether it's with other people, you call it out. If you see somebody being bullied, taken advantage of, experiencing some sort of injustice, you're somebody that doesn't typically like to stand by and watch. You're somebody that will speak up more often than not, and you will essentially call for a sense of fairness. You will call for a sense of equilibrium. And I feel like people know this about you. You could give really great advice. I wouldn't be surprised if people come to you for advice because I feel like you're more logical. So you may be somebody that leads with your mind and not your heart. You're somebody that is, make it make sense type of energy. Stuff has to make sense to you. You're not somebody that will just be led astray from emotions. You're somebody that you have to sit back, really think things through, really strategize, really analyze things before taking action. And so I feel like you have a strong sense of emotional intelligence. I feel like for this group, I'm going to say it, okay? You could be extremely good in the bedroom. And I do feel like for this group, you may have a lot of admirers, a lot of people that desire you, but your energy is very closed off. So I feel like you intimidate people. And I do feel like you are somebody who, if people want to get close to you and they want to be able to experience you in a more lighthearted way, an unguarded way, like I said, they may have to prove themselves and earn their way into getting to know that other side of you, because I feel like emotionally, mentally, spiritually, you've been so damaged before that there is this maybe sense of distrust where you don't want anyone to get too close to take you back into a nine of swords and tower energy. Very similar to pile one. However, the energy that you give off is very dramatically different. Whereas that energy suggests that somebody that moves in silence, that handles things in more of a demure way. Your energy suggests that you're somebody that you handle things in a very direct and assertive way. Very bold, very courageous, very fearless, very dominant, very much a leader, somebody that walks to the beat of their own drum. You're led by your own thoughts, your own intuition, your own opinions. You are somebody that walks it like you talk it, okay? So this is giving the energy of somebody where your words and actions align. You could be somebody who looks more youthful than you are, may like physically. I do sense again that you could be very mature and give off a very wise energy, a very knowledgeable energy, somebody that may be well traveled or has experienced and learned a lot from life. But there's still this energy with all this wands where there's this kind of youthful vitality to who you are. I don't feel like this is somebody that, is so the King of Swords energies always give me somebody who is, doesn't matter if you're male or female, it does give me the energy of somebody who's more stoic. So you could be very stoic. Maybe you don't wear your emotions on your face. But with all this wands energy, there is still this element of you that is very down to earth, very fun, very exciting. Somebody that is very passionate, very driven, very ambitious. You could be very focused on your physical health. For this group, you could look very athletic or very physically strong. And you could be very athletic and very physically strong. Very curvaceous, maybe for the women. For the men, very strong and solid in the body build. I feel like there's something about your energy that's very daring, very much the silent but strong type. I feel again, there may be people that secretly lust after you. Definitely. You again, people realize they can't just get away with anything with you. I feel like in your presence, people may feel that you can see them clearly. Even everything they're hiding, I feel like you can see them. And there's maybe a concern of being in your presence and having you call them out because your energy does suggest that you speak truth. You bring clarity to situations where there is fog. Yeah, very, very much somebody that's like for this group, you could even make like a really great therapist or counselor, but I'm getting more of like somebody that would be like a militant, somebody that would be in the justice field, somebody that would be like, if you're a healer type, You heal from logic and you heal in a very direct way. You heal with your words, your voice. You could have a very seductive and sensual tone, a very commanding tone. Like I said before, people listen when you speak. You just look like somebody that has it all together and you have all the answers. Even if you don't, this is the energy that is coming through for you. You do not tolerate foolishness. And there's very much this unbothered energy. Like you seem unbothered. Like it's not easy to ruffle your feathers. Because, first of all, people have to get close enough to you to do that. And I don't feel like it's easy to get close to you. Very protective over your own happiness with this King of Swords and Nine of Cups. Very protective over what you've built for yourself with this Knight of Cups and this Knight of Pentacles. Very much a very responsible, grounded person, a person that is very focused and driven, somebody that has clarity about what they want in life. And you've either already created this for a lot of you, or you're on the road to doing so. So for some of you with this Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, like I said, you're already financially abundant or working within a fulfilled career or retired and really just enjoying life and what you've built for yourself, or you're on the road to creating this. Because the nine is the self. And I'm seeing this Nine of Swords with this tower energy as being something you've went through before. It could have been multiple towers or one main specific tower moment with a person or situation. But you go from this Nine of Swords of anxiety, sleepless nights, stress, worry, doubts, fears, and then you go into this Nine of Cups and this Nine of Pentacles, where there is self-sufficiency, there's happiness, there's wish fulfillment, you feel abundant, you feel comfortable. A lot of focus on the health, a lot of focus on the environment, your circumstances, the people around you, your goals, your dreams, your wishes. What makes you happy? You could travel a lot, or this is something that you may be moving into, but it just does look like when you feel like there's something off with this Knight of Swords and this tower going into the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Wands at the bottom, you leave. You walk away from situations very quickly before it can get to a tower moment. And that is because, again, you've experienced one or more in your past and you had to find your power. You had to reclaim your power with this Ace of Wands. And with this Knight of Wands, it did make you stronger. It did put you in this energy of becoming bold and fearless. Again, having overcome whatever you've overcome in your life, it puts you in a position of becoming so fearless that anything that comes ahead, you're able to overcome it and get through it with ease. Again, Seven of Swords, distrust. This is a person who is, a person or situation that could be cunning, not your energy, but maybe energy of those that you have given to in the past or someone you gave to. And with the Three of Wands, quickly choosing a new direction and walking away. You have evolved. You could be a person that is constantly transforming, and you may have the power to transform others. I feel like you could be the type of energy that is like walking karma for other people. Like you come into people's lives to maybe create tower moments. So maybe somebody that is a Seven of Swords and they're used to cheating, lying, deceiving other people, when they come into your life and they try that with you, even if it does set you back and you have to heal, it's kind of like you're where it stops. You're the person who has the ability and the power and influence to almost shift this person's life, to shift their mindset, to shift and transform them. They still have to make the choice to do this, but you almost become like a catalyst that triggers transformation and upheaval in the lives of those that are in need of change. And that is a heavy crown to have to wear. It is not easy. And it also means that sometimes you stand the risk of being hurt. But again, you're so resilient and strong that you're able to overcome this and evolve and grow and benefit even more after all is said and done. But once you kind of walk away from things or people or situations, you don't go back. For the most part, I don't feel like you go back. And for those of you where you do consider going back, it takes a lot. Like it takes a lot. Like it may be a long time before these people are able to get your trust back, if ever, because there may always be this boundary up. You could be a person that prefers to be alone. You could be very private with this King of Swords energy, very closed off. You could be a person that does suffer in silence. Again, some similarities to Pile 1, but the energy here is quite the opposite. Your personal energy is very much the opposite. You come through as very confident. Again, very bold and attractive, a leader, a boss. People see you as somebody that is very important. You give off the energy of somebody that is very important, or somebody that is on a very important journey in life. You have a lot of power and influence over other people, whether you know it or not. You have this energy about you where people trust you enough that they, like I said, they take your words and they honor them, they respect them. So for this group, you could also be very great salespeople because something about your energy is very trusting, where people would buy with you or purchase from you just because they trust your guidance, just because they trust who you are, just because you give this energy of knowing who you are and knowing what you're talking about. So for this group, you may have a career, or you may be headed for a career where you do have influence over others or over a business or over a situation. I feel more of somebody that makes decisions. You could be very creative with this Three of Wands, Ace of Wands, and Knight of Wands. You could be a person that loves to travel, or you may be moving into a time where you'll be able to travel. Yeah, your energy just suggests somebody that is not to be tried. Like, you do give the energy of somebody that you do not mince words, you do not hold back. You will speak up for yourself and others if necessary, and you'll be ready to throw hands if necessary. Like, there's nothing about you that suggests that you're a doormat. Like, nothing. You could have very intense and alluring magnetic eyes. And I feel like maybe people find it hard to hold eye contact with you because maybe they feel like you're looking into their soul. Yeah, I really like this energy. There's this very mature, grounded, balanced, traditional vibe to you, but also this very playful, lighthearted, fun, exciting, passionate energy. But I feel like that more wands type of energy, that more bold, risk taking energy is not something that people will be able to get right away. But I feel like when people cross you, they do experience more of a fiery nature. Like, your clapback is real. Yeah, your energy is very intense, very intimidating. Maybe there's people that compete with you with this Three of Wands. Maybe you find people trying to compete with you or trying to be like you, mimicking you. Very honorable person. Yeah, I really like this energy. You could be destined for greatness if you haven't achieved that already. With that Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Cups, yeah, your ultimate wish fulfillment you've either achieved or you will. And is again, you won't stop until you have created the life for yourself that you want, until you have achieved all that you want in the world. Some of you, I'm getting a humanitarian vibe from this group. So some of you could have like non-profit organizations, or you want to be connected to things that helps the underprivileged, or this is where you're headed, wanting to help those that are less fortunate. This could be helping them mentally, emotionally, spiritually transform, fighting for their rights and seeking justice for others in some way, fairness. But your energy definitely gives a fighter, and that could manifest in various ways. You're very determined, very ambitious, and again, very, very sexy. Again, I did give that same message to pile one, but like I said, with this group, it's more intense. This is giving a very intense sex appeal. It's not just one that's being perceived, it's one that is being mostly felt and seen in a very strong way. I feel like you can entice maybe with your eyes, the way that you walk. You could have a very determined walk, but also a very seductive and attractive walk. The way that you dress could be very enticing. You just seem very well put together, very high value. That's what I'm getting with that Nine of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, King of Swords energy. You are somebody that is very high valued, and you're aware of your value. That's why people are not able to get too close to you unless you allow it. People feel safe with you. I feel like you create a safe space for others. You create a safe space for people to be themselves, for people to um, speak their truth. and you speak your truth. And it's kind of given the vibe of somebody who's like a voice for the voiceless, where people feel like they can't speak up or they can't, kind of stand up for themselves. You take on that role, or you would be willing to. And I feel like it's because you've been mistreated and experienced so much injustice yourselves with this Seven of Swords and this Nine of Swords and Tower, that you don't tolerate it with others, and it triggers you for this to happen to anyone. So you will be somebody that has a massive amount of power, and you use that power for good instead of bad. And those that are using their power for bad, you will call it out, and you will demand truth. You will demand clarity. You will demand honesty and fairness, and you will not stop until you get that for yourself and for others. And you don't care how anybody else feels about it. I'm attracted to this energy. I'm going to be honest. I can see, like I said, how other people would be intimidated by this because you do come through as very passionate and extremely intense. But I'm attracted to this energy. This is definitely a type of energy that I personally would align with. This type of energy would not intimidate me. I guess it could be because I tend to be very intense, and I do hold myself to a high standard as well. And I feel like you all hold yourselves to a high standard, like I said before, and you hold those around you to a high standard. It again, you're the change in the world. You walk as you become and embody the change that you want to see in the world, like a domino effect. I love it. I love it. You aim for more, and you're not afraid to go after what you want. And you trust yourself to overcome obstacles and challenges and to achieve success. And for a lot of you, I feel like you've already done this many times. And I don't feel like you want or need for anything. For those of you that are still struggling again financially and material wise, I feel like you're on a road to advancement, growth, abundance, improvement in your life, especially financially and when it comes to being happy and fulfilled. It's giving, if it doesn't make me happy, it has no purpose in my life. If this person doesn't align with my true values and they don't align and give to me, and there's no balance and equal give and take, it has no room, and you physically move on. I love it, but I'm gonna leave it there. If it resonated on any level that you're aware of, you can go ahead and let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you choose. And if interested, you can return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, thank you. Welcome to your reading, group 3, regarding who are you. And in this reading, we will look into the description of who you are in terms of maybe your personality, your appearance, your approach, whatever seems to come through. So I've already pre-shuffled and pulled 5 cards from one tarot deck and 3 clarifiers from another. So I will quickly highlight the cards that came out for you, and then we'll get into the messages. So the first card out is the Fool, followed by the 5 of Pentacles. And then we have the 8 of Wands, followed by the 4 of Swords. And then we have the Empress card. Bottom of the deck energy is the Page of Cups. For the 3 clarifiers, we have the 6 of Cups, followed by the 3 of Cups. And then we have the High Priestess. Bottom of the deck energy is the World. So really quickly, it does not matter if you're male or female, masculine or feminine energy. The messages should apply no matter what. So for this group, this is seeming to be my group of free-spirited people. You are very warm. You could be a person that likes to daydream. You like to kind of imagine the possible and positive what ifs. You could be a person that likes to take positive risks and leaps of faith towards what you want. There's an energy here of somebody that knows how to balance out taking action, working hard, putting in the energy and the set physical intentions that you want towards something. But then with the 4 of Swords and Empress, learning to relax and allow for what you want to come to you. So this is a group of energies, no matter what's going on with this 5 of Pentacles, where you may be feeling left out in the cold, no matter what kind of loss you have, whether that be financial, you may have lost a job, there could have been a bad breakup. You have the ability to bounce back with this 8 of Wands and continue to move forward. So you're very positive, very loving, very nurturing, especially with this Empress and Page of Cups. You are like a wonderful, dependable shoulder to lean on for others. You create a safe and comfortable space for other people to come and dwell and be at peace. I do feel like you are somebody that is very playful, very youthful. Very lighthearted. You like to have fun. You like to joke. You like to laugh. You like to make other people laugh. You like to see other people happy. You are very focused and trusting that what you need will always come to you. Again, with this Five of Pentacles, it doesn't matter what the situation looks like. You are a person that either does or has the ability, with the Fool card, to have a new beginning. Things could also shift for you. So you may give the impression, or you may be a person that is very lucky or deemed very lucky in life, because it seems like with this Five of Pentacles, like when there's a loss, when there's resources running out, when there's some sort of misfortune in your life, with the Eight of Wands, like some unexpected good news or positive shift comes in, and then you're able to have Four of Swords energy where you're able to rest and relax and things come in and there's balance. And then with the Empress is an energy of somebody who is taken care of, they're provided for, they're abundant. This is divine feminine energy, doesn't matter your gender. This is just the energy of somebody that is able to receive and they trust and are able to draw in what they want. They're taken care of. So you're somebody that could be very self reliant, but mostly reliant on God, spirit, the divine, the universe, whatever you believe in, that what you need will come to you, especially with this energy of the High Priestess, very spiritually protected. You could also be very spiritual. There is a strong healing nature here, kind of similar to pile one, especially with this Empress and the High Priestess and the Four of Swords. You could be very reflective. You're somebody who could have went through a very difficult journey in your life and had to really heal and transform with that World card, especially with the Six of Cups being the past. It's paired with that Three of Cups. Three of Cups is a community. So this could be family, this could be friends, romantic partner. Usually it is platonic connections, but then it goes into the High Priestess. The High Priestess is usually very closed off, very much a loner, very much somebody that is very introspective, somebody that is healing and who has healed. So I feel like maybe for this group, you have had to heal from things of your past that were very hard for you at the time to deal with. And with the World card, things have come full circle. For this group, you could have maybe launched a project, or you are somebody that takes, positive risks, like I said before, when it comes to starting businesses, pursuing what you want. You're somebody that, like I said, you enjoy exciting things. You enjoy new beginnings. You enjoy, you know, knowing that even though some things end, even though there is loss, that there's always abundance on the other side. Some of you may have just received good news with this Eight of Wands, and it may have, reestablished you financially or energetically, or you may be somebody that could potentially be getting good news with this Eight of Wands. Also, you could be a person that loves to travel, or you could have traveled a lot in your life with this World card and this Eight of Wands. But you are somebody that's very fun, very exciting. You're the type of person that is very adventurous. I feel like you are somebody that people love to be around. But again, with that High Priestess and this Four of Swords energy, you could also be very protective over your energy. So you could be very friendly, very open-minded, very warm. I don't really get an intimidating vibe from this group, but I do feel like you are somebody that may come across as very youthful. And even to some people, they may perceive you as a bit naive and impulsive. But the irony is, with this High Priestess and this Four of Swords and this Empress and World card, I feel like you're a lot more wise than people may know. I feel like you're a lot more traveled and learned in life. This is giving me the energy of people who are a student of life. When life gives you lemons, this is a group that makes lemonade, and some of the best lemonade you've ever had. You know how to turn a loss into a gain. So very much a manifester here. Very reflective, very introspective. This is a very self-aware group. And again, even though to some people you may come across as let's say, I don't want to use the word naive again. There's something detached. Your energy does come across as detached, but this doesn't give me a detachment in a cold way, right? This gives me like somebody that is detached in a dreamy way. You're a dreamer. You're positive, you're optimistic, or this is innately who you are at your core if you haven't come into this energy yet. Some of you could be in the middle of a new beginning in your life, something that you could have just recently moved, or you could be planning to move or relocate. You could have had a job opportunity, or maybe a career or creative endeavor that you're moving for, or as a result of. Some of you could even potentially be going back to school, learning something new. There's some sort of positive shift that you've either recently went through or that you're going through now. And it is one that is leading you to abundance if it hasn't already. Some of you could be parents. I do get the vibe of somebody here who gives the energy of the ideal spouse and the ideal parental figure. Very warm, very comforting, very healing, very nurturing, very sensitive energy. You are deeply spiritual and deeply spiritually protected. Again, there's similar themes to group one, but the vibes I'm getting here are very different. Well, mostly different. I still get that loving, healing nature, but your energy feels very bold and courageous, but not in a aggressive way. So this kind of reminds me of somebody who does move in silence, but something about your energy is very optimistic. It's very what's the word I'm looking for here? Not impulsive, spontaneous, very adventurous, very fearless in your approach to life. But it's not fearless again, like in a wandsy way. Even though the Eight of Wands is out here, I don't feel like somebody that is that starts a new beginning or pursues things like in an aggressive way. You seem to have an approach that is very demure, I guess is the best way to put it. You just trust that things are going to work out even when they're not. And even when you go through periods of stress or worry, you have this ability to kind of recenter yourself with the Four of Swords. Again, to trust that things are going to work out the way they're supposed to. Fool card is about taking a leap of faith, starting a new journey, pursuing what you want, and trusting that God, the divine spirit, the universe, they have it all worked out for you. Any obstacles that comes forward, you'll be able to overcome them, and you do. You could be very attractive. There is a magnetism and allure and a mild sex appeal here with this Eight of Wands energy, but you still give off somebody that is very fun loving, very inspiring, but you inspire in a way that is you have this trusting nature about you, this optimism about you, this bounce back energy about you that seems to inspire other people. Yeah, but there's a strong, free flowing energy here, like this dreaminess. You could look very dreamy. It's kind of giving me like a Piscean type of energy. Doesn't mean you're a Pisces, but this is giving me like watery, like Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces type of vibes. Like you realize that there's always seasons, right? You realize there are seasons. So even when you're going through a Five of Pentacles season, you trust that with the Eight of Wands, things can always shift at the snap of a finger, or you shift them yourself. So you're always somebody, you're very solution oriented. You're always looking for the solution to your problem. You realize that if you seek it out, you will find it or it'll come to you. This is like the type of energy of a person who you may not have heard from in a while, and then when people hear from you or see you again, you've moved and bought a new home in a whole nother country, and you're married and you have a family, or you've launched a business and now you've become a multimillionaire and nobody even knew that you were building or working on anything. Like this is somebody that moves in silence, not out of fear, but just because you take action when you feel inspired. You don't need an audience. You don't need people to cheer you on. You have a lot of inner trust. You trust yourself and you trust spirit. And it's like you're a co creator with spirit, with the divine, with universe, with God. You trust that with you and spirit by your side, you can achieve whatever you want. So a lot of you could be very abundant, right? You could already have everything you need. You may not want for anything. Others of you are very focused on this right now. I'm getting a strong creative energy here. The Empress, the Eight of Wands, the Fool card, and the Page of Cups. You could be a writer, you could be an actress, you could be a photographer, you could be somebody that is an artist of some sort. You could work in the occult for some of you, or you could be a healer. High Priestess, Empress, Four of Swords, Page of Cups. You could be a healer, nurse, um, therapist, psychologist. There's something about your energy that makes people feel like everything's going to be okay. Even if you have fear sometimes, like I said, you always know how to just release and let go and allow things to come into fruition. You're not a procrastinator. This is an energy of ever moving. You may be somebody that doesn't sit still a lot. Like you're always taking different adventures, or you're always pursuing dreams and goals, or you're always planning things and planning your next step. It's like you create things and then you move on to the next. But this is a manifesto where I said you put in the action, you set the intention, and then you wait for the outcome. So you're somebody that, again, detached. I don't feel like you're overly attached to the outcome of things. Living in the moment. This is a group of people that know how to live in the moment, or you're at a point in your life where you're learning this, or you're mastering this, of living in the present, enjoying the journey, and trusting that the outcome is one, again, with the Empress, that will be abundant. You have a very calming nature about you, a very um, kind of peaceful, patient, warm nature about you. Very prosperous. Whether you see it or not, you may be seen this way by others. There's harmony here. This is not a group that has a lot of chaos around them. And if you do, you move quickly away from it. You don't let anything disrupt your peace. This is a group where you don't allow people to create doubt in your mind. That could also be because you move in silence. You just take action on what you want. It's like the thought comes to you and then you start the planning, or you give a lot of thinking power to creating what you want. You could look very youthful, or your energy suggests somebody, even if you're very mature. With this High Priestess and Empress, you're older. There's something very youthful about you. Like, people may love to see you coming because you may be the life of the party. Even if you're a person that doesn't party anymore with this High Priestess and Four of Swords, you could be a person that you know how to bring that spark to the place. You know how to bring that fun, excitement to the place. You're a person that lives unapologetically. This is giving the energy of somebody that doesn't mind dancing in the middle of the floor and they're the only person. This is the person that does not mind being the loudest, laugh in the room. This is laughter, this is joy, this is optimism, this is fun, this is finding the brighter side of life. This is being positively spontaneous. This is just wanting to live life to the fullest. This is either who you are now or who you are currently transforming into. Because for this group, a lot of you could have went through a hermit mode. With that High Priestess and that Four of Swords, you could have went through a hermit mode. And now you're at a stage in your life, or you've been there for a while, where now you are stepping out with this Fool card and this Eight of Wands and the World energy. And now you're living life by your own terms. It's kind of giving the energy of Wands, but I'm not getting that same level of intensity. I'm getting passionate, but it's like a quiet, calm intensity. I'm trying to find the best words to describe this, because this is kind of giving somebody that is multifaceted, which would make sense because the Empress is out here, and the Empress is the archetype that has mastered all of the energies of tarot. Wands, swords, cups, and pentacles. So this would make sense. That's what I'm getting. Like, again, multifaceted, well-rounded. Is giving I'm every woman, I'm every man type of energy. Like, you are everything at once. It's beautifully complex, okay? Because the energy feels very light and easy, very come what may. But there's also some sort of underlying complexity to who you are. Unpredictable. This is a group where that feels very unpredictable. Like, people don't know your next move. You shock people, but it's not an aggressive shock. It's like a, wow, I didn't know. Again, this feels a little bit like the underdog group. Like, maybe you were an underdog at one point, maybe now, and then you achieve things, or you create things, or you transform into someone who is like a ruler, who is like an authoritative, who has created the world. Again, the world card. They're the life they have wanted for themselves, and people never knew you had it in you, or they didn't even know you were doing it. Very humble. Even if you're financially abundant, a leader, a boss, this is the energy of somebody that is very humble, very magnetic, but this is also kind of giving me approachable. You have a smile for everyone. You have a nod for everyone. You're very courteous. You're very patient. You're very compassionate, very understanding, a great communicator. You know how to bring sunshine when there is rain. And you enjoy your alone time. But I feel like for this group, you've mastered, or you are going to master, if you're not already, the energy of being closed off and, reflective and spiritual and resting and taking care of your health and well-being, but also being out there and having fun and enjoying life with the Fool and the Eight of Wands. You're beautifully balanced. You are beautifully complex. This doesn't feel like somebody that can be held back or tied down. It's like life and loss does not stop you. You keep going. Even if you have to do it scared, you keep going. But this feels more fearless to me. Like you live life as if you have nothing to lose. That's kind of what I'm getting for quite a few of you. You could be very health conscious. You could be somebody that likes to take very good care of themselves physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You give the vibe of like the favorite in the group, the favorite cousin, the favorite aunt, the favorite uncle, the favorite parent, the favorite friend. Like this feels like everybody's favorite. Even if you don't think this, like this is what this feels like. Like people may miss or feel with the absence of your presence because it is so powerful. And again, this doesn't give power in an intense way. This gives power. It's almost as if it's quiet confidence, but you assert this kind of power, but it's like the power of love, I guess is the best way to put it. To some degree, I'm trying to reflect the energy that I'm feeling, that I'm getting here in these messages, but it's almost like I'm having a hard time pinpointing you exactly because there are so many different aspects of who you are, who you have become, who you have transformed into. So you may be somebody that is able to show up different in every way, right? Like I said, the Empress energy, you've mastered all four energies in tarot. So you're able to be loving, supportive, responsible, grounded, patient, practical, but you're also able to be the, intuitive and calm and healing and warm and loving and receptive like a Queen of Cups. But with this Eight of Wands, you can also be the Queen or King of Wands energy, very assertive, very fiery, very passionate, very intense when you want to be, very driven and bold and able to overcome obstacles with ease. Or you can be the Swords energy with this Four of Swords, and even this High Priestess energy where you are very reserved, very observant, very spiritual, very fair, very balanced, very stern when you want to be. I say again, beautifully complex. I feel like this is the type of group where it doesn't matter how long a person knows you, they will never know everything about you. I feel like you're somebody where people are constantly learning new things about you as they go. I don't feel like you're somebody that just shares everything. People learn you as they go. It's like they could know you 50 years and still never know everything about you. You're still shocking them with new details or new versions of yourself, ever evolving. This is a group where I feel like you are magnetic, like people are drawn to this light. Like this feels like a very bright lit energy. Even in the full card, I see the sun. Yeah. And then the High Priestess energy here, which is the energy of the moon. Yeah, masculine and feminine balanced. This energy is similar to pile one, but your energy feels more free. Something about your energy just makes other people feel like everything is going to be okay. It doesn't matter how dark times are. You know how to keep your wits about yourself. You know how to find solutions. You know how to seek out help, or help seems to come in your darkest hour and has taught you to be in the full energy, where even when there is darkness, you still are operating as the sun. You still are embodying that sun energy. that confidence, that energy of success. You may be a person that doesn't look like what you've been through. Because with the world card, that's usually having been through a very difficult journey and coming out on the other side. And with the Six of Cups, that would suggest a difficult journey in the past, especially with Three of Cups surrounding people and connections and relationships. So you are somebody that doesn't have an issue with walking away from things that don't serve you, things that make you feel left out in the cold. And I don't feel like you hold grudges. I feel like you use it as a way to heal with the Four of Swords and the High Priestess, and you use it as a catalyst to start a new beginning with the Fool card and the Eight of Wands and create and pursue what you want. Nothing slows you down. You're very productive. This is giving this forever young vibe to me. You may age very well for this group. Like you may become more and more attractive as you get older, more and more youthful and increasing in vitality as you get older. Because it's almost like you don't let things stress you out, or you know how to handle loss. You know how to handle misfortune. You know how to handle frustrations. You may experience it, but you may move out of it very easily with this Eight of Wands. Wow, this energy feels really good. Again, if you're not in this energy yet, this is at the core of who you are, who you're meant to be, or who you are becoming. But with that world card, I feel like a lot of you have already mastered this energy. Very romantic. Yeah, again, I feel like this would be like a comedian, right? Like somebody that likes to make other people laugh, somebody that likes to bring sun and light and joy to the lives of others, somebody that likes to see other people happy, somebody that likes to see other people pursuing their dreams and goals, finding success, coming out on the other side better than before. This is somebody that claps for others. You're happy for others. And for a lot of you in the past, with the Six of Cups and this Three of Cups, High Priestess and World Energy and the clarifiers, in the past you showed up like this and it wasn't reciprocated, and you found yourself having to pull away from people who were trying to dim your light, people who didn't want to see you happy, people who may not have celebrated you, even when you were celebrating them. And now you celebrate yourself. You haven't allowed the things you've been through to harden your heart. You're still a dreamer. You still have that warmth. You still have that loving nature. You still have that compassionate, understanding nature, that healing ability. If anything, I feel like you've become better than you were before. This is a very addictive energy. And again, it's not overpowering, it's not intense, it's not dominant, but it's you this kind of feels like I'm looking for the right word. The energy just feels really good, very peaceful, joyous. I feel like you inspire other people, if not with your, if not intentionally, unintentionally, by the way you live your life and the way you operate, the way you show up for yourself and the way you show up for others. I feel like you attract a lot of positive experiences or positive opportunities to yourself, or you're moving into an energy where you're going to be able to do this with ease. You keep pushing. It doesn't matter what tension that happens in your life, what despair, what misfortune, you keep it pushing. It's, you know what just came to mind, that Beyonce song, Break My Soul, You Won't Break My Soul. That's what this is giving. No More Drama by Mary J. Blige. That's what this energy is giving. And I'm also hearing, again, I think I've referenced this song before, I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross. Yeah, this is a luscious energy in the best ways, in the most free flowing, calm, platonic. There's this pureness about you. You're pure. You have no ill intentions for anyone. This is the energy of somebody that wants nothing but good in the world, and you are the good that you want to see in the world. Just a loving, kind soul. The energy feels so good. I almost don't even want to get out of it. You will be like the mother of the group. Like in a friend group, you're like the mom. Trustworthy, honest, devoted, loyal, healing, warm. You make people feel loved and accepted and seen and appreciated. Oh, this group, you guys deserve all the beautiful things in life. This is a rare, rare energy in this world. Unfortunately, it is very rare. And I am so grateful that my channel is able to attract in people that embody this. I love it. Like I said, I could stay in this energy all day, so I'm going to go ahead and close it out. If it resonated on any level, please feel free to like and subscribe. You can let me know in the comments if you choose, and if interested, you can return to the channel. There will be other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, thank you.